I just gotta get my thoughts out there. So I'm just gonna record like this. Also, I kind of like this format. It's different, but I like it. Like, for those who haven't gone on my stream, this is my streaming angle on Twitch. Feels a little more personable. I don't know. There is a very loud minority of gamers. They are definitely the minority looking at sales numbers, but they are insanely loud subset of gamers who are straight up gooners, who, whenever a game comes out, right, and it's not like, and this feels like a more recent thing too on how people are like this for some reason, like a post 2020 world. Maybe everybody got addicted to porn when they were stuck inside. I don't know, but these people who yell about anybody who's not attractive, as not even just like a main character, but just a character in general, but especially a main character who is not like a supermodel. If they can't jack off to it for whatever reason, then the character is ugly and it shouldn't be in the game. And yes, this is about Ghost of Yotai. This happens a lot, but it's been happening a lot with Ghost of Yotai. A bunch of incel neckbeard gooner types who are posting pictures, of our main character's face in Ghost of Yotai. I don't remember her name right now. I haven't played it yet. It's downloaded, but I haven't played it. I don't remember her name, but posting pictures of her and then saying something dumb and sexist, probably, but in general calling the character ugly and we want more hot characters, when in reality this character, one, isn't ugly, and then two, is accurate to the setting. I don't need a character to look like a supermodel. I need the character to be accurate. She looks like a Japanese woman in the time that this is taking place in Japan. And also, you could tell if you know how the voice actor looks, the model is very close to how the voice actor looks. They definitely used their likeness, meaning you're calling the voice actor ugly. Because yes, our main character in Ghost of Yotai, the voice actor for it, Erica, while there are some people who don't like their political beliefs, will shit on the game because they don't like the voice actor, which it's just a voice actor. Like, they don't make the game, they don't write the story. Like, voice actors are important and we should respect them and we should value them, but they don't have anything to do with the game outside of voicing the character. That's what they do. They are an actor. So whatever your personal beliefs are, as long as they're not an actually awful person, shitting on the game because you don't like the voice actor is dumb. Now, you could criticize the game if the voice actors are bad at the voices. Then that could be a criticism. That is a healthy criticism. But being like, I don't personally like the person that is behind this voice, so I'm going to shit all over the game. That's dumb to do. What's also dumb is to think that every main character needs to look like a supermodel. I don't understand why this is a culture shift. I don't understand why gooners are like this, but all a game needs to do is look accurate. All a game needs to do is have characters that are accurate and that would fit the portrayal. Now, that means, like, whatever time period, whatever nationality the character will be within this area. Playing Assassin's Creed 2, you're gonna run into Italians. Playing Ghost of Tsushima and Yotai, you're gonna run into a lot of Japanese, and they're gonna look how they look in that time. Which, by the way, again, she's not ugly. She's just real. And for some reason, these subset of gamers don't like how real women look. They have to be like anime perfect type. You know, if it's not Stellar Blade, it's trash. Like, it's insane. But also, like, even though our main character in Ghost of Yotai is not ugly, she's just real. So what if there's an ugly character? There's plenty of games with ugly main characters. Like, I think the art style for Psychonauts is kind of ugly, and our main character is pretty ugly because of that. But that doesn't make the game not good. I've never played it, but I know that it's very revered amongst people. But same thing with Medieval. You're playing as a doofy skeleton. Like, that's not something jack-off worthy, but it's a good game. Or, you know, more undead, going with Legacy of Kain. Like, your main characters in that, throughout the series, none of them look attractive. Or how about, you know, Destroy All Humans? Yeah, it's a very comedy game, but you're playing as a very traditional looking alien, and that's not good looking at all. But these games are games that people like, and they were not bashed just because of how the main characters look. Like, yes, we have our Nathan Drakes and our Lara Crofts and our Links from Legend of Zelda, and we got a lot of attractive people, but they don't have to be attractive. Now, if you're an adventurer, you're probably gonna be attractive. Like, in general, a type of person who would be going out on adventures would be attractive, at the very least would be fit. We're talking about something that makes sense with the setting. Like, the type of person who would be fit would also be the type of person who would be attractive. Now, that's not always the case. Like, there are some people who would not be attractive to you who also happen to be fit. Like, that's how it happens. Like, ugly people can be fit too, alright? But traditionally, like, stereotypically, it doesn't happen. But, again, it's not even that our lead in Yotai is not attractive, because she is. She is attractive, but she doesn't have makeup. She's very real, and she doesn't have like a chiseled face. She's not a supermodel, and she shouldn't be. And that's my point here, is that for some reason gamers are wanting supermodels to be their main characters all the time. And also there's a subset of male gamers who's like, well, I want to play as a man, so like fuck everybody else, which I can't understand why you can't think of playing as other types of characters. If the character fits with the story, then, and there's a story to be told, you should be fine with playing whatever the character that is. Now, if you don't like the character because of personality reasons, and that personality doesn't get fixed, that's a criticism. Again, that's a healthy criticism. Like, hey, this character kind of fucking sucks. Just like Forspoken, right? That's the name of the game. The Square game. Like, people didn't like her not because it was a woman, but because her attitude kind of sucks, and it had very new age Marvel humor that people started to hate. Like, I get that, but just because they are a gender that you don't want to play, it just kind of makes you look sexist. Like, sure, you have your preferences, but to disregard an entire game because of the gender of the main character is a disservice to gaming as a whole. Like, I want to enjoy stories, and whoever the main character happens to be, white cis male chiseled buff guy, or very, very torn down Asian woman, like, who cares? Well, obviously people care, but why? And then it's just the story that they're trying to tell. Let them tell the story with the type of character that they want to tell, and it's going to be great. Just because it's not exactly who you would like to play, just because you want to play somebody that looks like you, doesn't mean you should disregard the game as a whole. And also, not every game needs to have character customization and custom characters just because you think that everybody should have, like, everybody should play as themselves or play as what they want. Specific stories need, like, specific companies want to tell specific stories. Devs want to tell a story. And if that story involves a very specific person, then let that story be told. I'd rather have a better story and a better interconnected story because this person is real, opposed to them trying to make a story around a ambiguous character because they have to have you be a self-insert. Like that, it's not easy to do that type of story, even if it's a linear game. It's not that easy to do that type of story because your character can't have a personality as much as a actually established character in the world because you want to be some sort of self-insert. Like the most successful games are ones with, like, the most successful single-player games are the ones with dedicated character arcs with strong characters facilitate these stories. Now, there are games like Baldur's Gate that do a really good job, but that's in spite of your original character. Like, things happen to your character. Your character doesn't really have a personality in Baldur's Gate, but there's so many companions with so many stories that you help out that they made it work. And then you got the Dark Urge story, which is, like, essentially like the canon story of Baldur's Gate and whatnot. But it works because there's so many companion characters that feed off of that have their own personalities, that you go through their stories. And then you've got the main story, but your character doesn't really have a personality. Like, yeah, you can make them do and say certain things, and they will have an effect on the world. And so Baldur's Gate, like, Larian did a good job at that. But one, that's, you know, 1 in a million. And then 2, like, again, I feel like more of the, like, interpersonal stories are off of the companions that you have, more so than yourself. I mean, and then you got games like World of Warcraft where there's the story, again, just happens, and you are just kind of there, and you're just kind of doing stuff, and you are like the hero, but there's more intrigue in the lore than the active story in World of Warcraft, if you catch my drift. But again, games like Legend of Zelda, that's kind of on the line because, like, that's supposed to be like a self-insert too. But, like, again, Tomb Raider, Uncharted, you know, the Ghost games, Assassin's Creed, Legacy of Kain, Metal Gear Solid, all these games have a main protagonist that has their own character. So they tell stronger stories. That's what happens. Because they could write the main character how they want and have them interact with the world as they want, they could tell a better story, instead of trying to make a story that will fit with a custom character that they can't play around with too much because it has to be something that you could, you could have a self-insert or have a type of character that you want to play that time, and whatever backstory that you think of in your head. Unless if you're Saints Row and they're like, you can make a character look like whatever, but they're still this type of person, which is like whatever. Like, and that's cool. Like, same thing with Cyberpunk 2077. Like, you can do that. Like, games do that, and you can make it work, but not every game has to do that because let the developers tell the story that they want, and not every character has to be fucking goon material. And even so, just because you're not attracted to them doesn't mean they're not attractive. And they could be attracted to somebody else, but they also don't have to be attractive in general for it to be a good story and for them to be a good character. So yeah, it's just annoyance. It's very annoying to have people like that in the gaming sphere that will disregard a game for such frivolous reasons. Such superficial reasons is the better word. But anyway, that's my rant. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me, subscribe. If you want to see even more, check out the links down below. And until next time,